behind the mic. Give me what you like, never think about it twice. Coming with the real facts, and that's for real. Along with special guests, you know the deal. Label as the podcast, I stand on it. I'm all about my grind, cause my grind I be on it. That's what it's all about. When you're trying to be successful, you know what I'm saying? The solo show, yeah. Yeah. What's up? What's up? Back in the building. Episode 5, solo show. With yours truly, the mastermind behind the mic, the podcast Unc. Back at it again. I hope everybody didn't think I flatlined and shit, because I didn't. I'm back in here. Had to take a couple weeks off to take care of some business. I'm all LLC'd and shit now. You know what I'm saying? Hey. Give myself a round of applause for that shit. Yeah, that shit was a milestone for me. Yeah, I'm all LLC'd now. Wanted to take some time, man, to take care of some business. And before I came back, I'm like, yeah, I got to handle my business on that end with that shit. And I'm back. Yeah, I am back. I hope everybody had a great week. Last couple weeks without me. Because I've been out. And I feel good. Nothing like being behind the mic. This is what I do. I love this shit. So, we're going to go into the top stories and shit in a minute. But first, I actually want to shout out my guy, Travis Brown from Pod Decks, because I actually had these Pod Deck cards for quite some time now. Actually, when I first started doing this podcasting thing, wanted to check the Pod Deck cards out. They was quite interesting. So, you know what? I said, I'm going to put them to use for a change. So I pulled them out today, and I looked at them. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to random pull a card out of this motherfucker. And what did I pull out? The card says, what I am struggling with this week. That shit was like right on the head, because I'm struggling with this new time. This new time, man, this damn time change. I hate that shit. I kind of wish they would just leave the time alone. Just leave it like it was. I'm losing that fucking hour of sleep along with everybody else. And to me, it makes a fucking difference, man. Getting that extra hour in. And now that hour is gone. Reality really set in today when I got up. I'm like, fuck. So I had to make sure I changed some clocks and all that kind of shit. Even in the ride, I had to change the clock in the ride and shit. And yeah, it's time change. I gotta kind of get back into it. Probably gonna take a couple days, maybe a week, before I can really get back adjusted to that shit. But I wish they would leave it alone, for real. Wish they would leave the time alone. Going into the top stories. Yeah, we all know the invasion with Russia. It's been going on for the last couple of weeks, maybe a month almost now. Started back February 24th. Actually, that's my oldest son's birthday, to be exact. Yeah, the Russians took over Ukraine. Started with a series of missile attacks and all that shit near the big city of Kyiv. Did I get it right? Yeah, I think it's Kyiv. But they started out with missile attacks. And this shit is still going on. I think today I got some info in about that some more people got killed today. Sad situation. We don't know how it's going to go. Gas prices are going through the fucking roof. Food is going up. So it's taking a big effect on everything. And I hope they get that shit under control real soon. Which leads me to what I saw last weekend. WNBA Star Brittney Griner had been arrested in Russia. Now, all this shit takes place during the time this shit started. This invasion of Russia on Ukraine. Now, they were saying that she was arrested by officers at the airport, which they found vape cartridges. And I've actually got a vape here today. Yeah, I tried a vape. I got a vape. Yeah. Shit is all right. I used to be a smoker. I had to drop that shit. I didn't like all that shit in my clothes and all that. But to be moving on about the vape cartridges with Brittney Griner, say it was found in her luggage. And who knows, that shit could have been planted there. Because the Russians got a history of doing things like that. They had two military guys in the last 2 or 3 years that was accused of spying. One guy was accused of spying, and that was back on June 25th of 2020 when that shit happened. And this guy received a 16-year prison sentence. Yeah. And then another Marine was arrested back in August of 2019 for public intoxication. And shit, man, they got this man and 2 years he's got to serve. He's served 2 years so far on a 9-year sentence. So I hate that with these people, and then with Brittney Griner too, because me personally, once this shit was even mentioned about Russia trying to take control of Ukraine, should have been getting up out of there. Now, my opinion on the situation with Brittney Griner is that, I think the WNBA need to pay these female basketball players a lot more money, because our people shouldn't have to go across seas to play. And I think a lot of it is due to the pay. And I hate that happened to her, because we don't know what her conditions are. You never know what's going on over there. And she's facing like a 10-year sentence if convicted on those charges. So we don't know if she's going to come home anytime soon. So thoughts and prayers are with her and her family, and of course the other two men that's been over there doing time. Praying for them. So in other news, entertainment. We're going straight into the entertainment. Jussie Smollett. Former EMPIRE actor sentenced this past Thursday to a 30-month felony probation, including 150 days in jail, and is ordered to pay $125,000 in restitution, along with $25,000 and a fine for making false reports to police that he was a victim of a hate crime back in January 2019. So you guys remember that shit. He finally got his sentence on this past Thursday. Now, back in December, Smollett was found guilty on 5 counts of felony disorderly conduct, making false reports about what he said was anti-gay and anti-black hate crime. Now, the actor, who is black and gay, told Chicago police on that cold, frigid night in January of 2019 that 2 unknown men had attacked him, yelled at him, yelled homophobic slurs at him, and poured bleach on him, and then wrapped a noose around his neck. Now, it was later stated in the trial that the attack was staged by Smollett. And for the 2 men that did it, they were brothers. That's right, they were brothers, and saying that Smollett had paid them to do the attack on him. So let's take a listen, man, on that sentence from the judge and Jussie Smollett's remarks on that.
I'm not suicidal. That's what I would like to say. I'm not suicidal. suicidal. I am innocent, and I am not suicidal. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of Black Americans in this country for over 400 years and the fears of the LGBTQ community. Your Honor, I respect you and I respect the jury, but I did not do this. And I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself. And you must all know that. I respect you, Your Honor. I respect your decision. Jail time, I am not suicidal. I am not suicidal.
Stop locking up our Black.
I am not suicidal, and I am innocent. I could have said that I was guilty a long time ago.
Yeah, man. Jussie was clowning around after that sentence. The shit was crazy, and the reason that was he had this shit orchestrated was because he was unhappy with his salary. Yeah, he was unhappy with his salary. That's why all this shit took place. Because during that time when all this was going on, hell, he had me fooled. Hell, he had half the country fooled that this shit actually happened to him, and it was a fucking hoax. So, yeah, they sentenced him. Now he's got, like I said, 30 months of probation, and he's got to do 150 days in jail. So I hope Jussie get his shit together because he got time to think about it, and we'll see what happens. All right, Traci Braxton. Yeah, this was a sad one. Lost a long time battle with cancer on Saturday. She was surrounded by her sisters, her mother, friends, and at the time of her passing. Now, in a statement, Braxton's husband, Kevin Surratt, told reporters, "We have to come to a time where we must inform the public that after a year of privately undergoing a series of treatment for esophageal cancer, our beloved Traci Braxton has gone to glory." Now, for nearly 10 years, Traci appeared on the hit show, Braxton Family Values, where she had her sisters, Tamar, Trina, Tony, and Tawana out. They was talking about their ups and downs of their lives, in personal lives, for the world to see. Yeah, Traci Braxton, man, was 50 years old. Hated to hear that. Sad one. Didn't want to hear that, but yeah, sad news. All right, in sports, we go into sports, and one of our top stories, man, is Deshawn Watson. Yeah, that's right, QB for the Houston Texans. Yeah, he's a free man so far. That's right. The grand jury declined to charge the NFL QB. A Harris County grand jury declined to charge the Houston Texans quarterback over allegations of harassment and sexual misconduct. Now, Watson told reporters outside his attorney's office that justice was served, and Watson goes on to say, "It's definitely a very emotional moment for me. I know we are far from being done of handling what we need to handle legally. I thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for letting the truth be heard." Yeah. Hey, man, we definitely, man, prayers up for you, bro. But he still got some civil issues to deal with. He's still facing 22 civil lawsuits, many of them allegedly dealing with the sexual assault and misconduct. Watson's attorney, Rusty Hardin, said in a statement that he was delighted with the grand jury's decision and that Watson did not commit any crimes and is not guilty. Now, the attorneys for the 22 people, the women, Tony Busby, filed, said that the lawsuit dealing with the 22 women is still an ongoing situation, and the cases will continue to gather steam, but they have to respect the process. So, yeah. Deshaun Watson actually is in a statement saying that he was ready to get back to football also. He had also signed a 4-year, $156 million contract with the Houston Texans back in 2020. So he didn't play any of the 2021 season due to the allegations that was held against him. So we're hoping that, Watson, man, Deshaun Watson, get his shit together. Hope to see him back on the field. Can't wait. He's been out for a whole season, and man, he need to get back to playing football. Now, some NFL trades. Excuse me. Man, there's been a lot of shakeup in the NFL with trades and still ongoing. Russell Wilson, of course, you may have heard that he's gone to the Denver Broncos, and Amari Cooper. He's not in Dallas anymore. He's with the Cleveland Browns. Khalil Mack, with the Los Angeles Rams now. So Aaron Donald, he's still weighing his options and won't rule out that he will take a season or two off. And meanwhile, Von Miller is a free agent for the Los Angeles Rams also, but he's been teasing about going to the Denver Broncos, going back to the Broncos. And, of course, Odell Beckham Jr. is also a free agent and hadn't been claimed on waivers. So there's a lot of things going on in the NFL, a lot of stuff going on, trades and all. And, of course, I know they talked about maybe a week or so ago about Aaron Rodgers getting a big contract with the Green Bay Packers to stay. And, hell, I would have stayed, too, for $200 million. Shit. I would have stayed, but I think that's a lot of money. Aaron Rodgers, almost, 40 years old. I think still Tom Brady could have still played. Yeah, I still think he could play. But Aaron Rodgers got that big contract to stay in Green Bay. And, man, that's a lot. That's a lot of bread. I wish I could get my hands on that kind of bread. Shit. It would make a hell of a life change for me and a life change for a lot of others. Yeah. So, yeah. Man, we about to go to break. And we're going to come back with more of the Jock Johnson podcast, y'all. It's a solo show. Stay tuned.
Check out our dad,
the mastermind behind the mic,
the podcast on each week for a new episode
of the solo show, available on Spreaker and all your favorite platforms.
It's so dope.
Back with more of the Jock Johnson podcast solo show. All right, y'all, we are back. More of the Jock Johnson podcast, the solo show. All right. NBA news. That's right. Coach Greg Popovich of the San Antonio Spurs has become the all-time winningest coach on this past Friday, surpassing former legendary coach Don Nelson. He collected his 1,336th win with the Spurs to add yet another accomplishment to his legendary career that has spawned over 26 seasons. And of course, Pop has 5 NBA titles with the Spurs. So congratulations to him on that. In Major League Baseball, the lockout is over. That's right. After a month of discussions between the owners and the players, the two sides have come to terms on a collective bargaining agreement. All players are to report mandatory to their expected teams, their respectful teams, excuse me. So, yeah, March 13th to be exact. So, baseball is back. They got everything cleared up. So, yeah, that's what's up. All right, man. I had to make a decision. I'm hitting the vape, y'all. I'm hitting the vape. I had to make a decision. We all make decisions. I had a decision I had to make a couple weeks ago pertaining another job. That's right. You know, I work a 9 to 5, so I was looking at getting another 9 to 5, swapping jobs, as they say. But the thing with that was I had to make a decision on that, and it had it good draws, you know, as far as flexibility and all that shit. But the ending result was the money. You know, we all want the money. We all want to make good money. That was the drawdown. So I had to make a decision. Did I want to take a cut in pay, or did I want to just go ahead and make that move because of the flexibility? So I decided I got to stick with the money, man. You know, want what's best for me and my family. Got young sons that's growing up, be going off to college real soon. So I want to make sure I'm still in a great position to see them through college. So I had to make that decision. That was a hell of a decision, but it was a smart one, I think. I think we all come to a point in our lives where we have to make some decisions, man. We had to make some hell of a decision. Sometimes we make bad decisions too. A lot of times we do. But making those decisions, especially if it's a bad decision, you hopefully you learn from that decision you made. Making bad choices. My son just turned 16. I got a 16-year-old that's driving now. And I had to make a decision whether I was ready for him to get out there and do his thing, because there's so much that's going on out here on these highways and roadways, and but at some point in your life you have to let them go. So he actually had got his permit a while back, about a year ago, and recently got his driver's license. And I was kind of on edge. I let him took me around driving a little bit. I was actually kind of bracing myself, sitting on the passenger side, mashing the fucking brakes and the gas and all that shit. But he actually held it down. He showed some big time responsibility behind the wheel. And he's got after school job. He's making his money. First day when I let him got on his own, had to go to school, actually had his brother in the car with him, his younger brother. I prayed about it. You know, you don't want nothing to happen to your kids. And he held it down. I asked his brother about it. I said, how did he do? And he was like, Dad, he did good. So now he's in week 2. And he's doing good. He's been driving, going back and forth to his job after school. And he's been holding it down. So I always had I have discussions with him about, you know, being smart behind the wheel. You have to drive for everybody else, not only for yourself, but you got to drive for everybody else, because there's some maniacs out here on the road, and you can be doing your thing the right way and somebody else is not. So just not only just focus on you, but focus on the next driver as well. So yeah, he's been holding it down. I'm proud of him. He's making his money, saving his money, holding his responsibilities, and I'm proud of him. So yeah, I was on the edge about that shit. But yeah, you have to, at some point in your life, though, you have to let your kids go. And, you know, you have conversations with them about making the smart and wise decisions too, whether it's behind the wheel or anything else that they're doing. Because you know that You want to put yourself around people that's, trying to go somewhere with their life. And it's easy to get caught up in the wrong crowds and all that shit, because I used to get preached to a lot growing up about, hey, you don't need to be around them. You don't need, I used to hear that all the time. But when I was around those, certain people, it was cool. But there was times where, they probably was doing other shit that they didn't need to do. And I was one of those ones that I didn't like getting a hammer put on my ass. If I fucked up, I knew what time it was gonna be. So I put that in my boys and make sure that hey, you got to make some smart decisions, dude. Yeah, you can make a mistake. We're not mistake proof. Hitting the vape, y'all. I'm hitting the vape. We're not mistake proof, but be smart. And I told my son, I said, "Nah, this car is your responsibility." I've had my car for almost 20 years. Actually, I had that car from my other son, next to the oldest son. And he ended up doing his own thing, buying his own ride and shit. So that car was still here. So it worked out perfect because I had to go out and try to buy another car. I know he's starting out. When you get in school, especially in your junior year and senior year, a lot of times they're in your 9th grade year. I know friends that had a car here on their 9th and 10th grade year. Was fortunate enough to have them, but didn't want to ride the bus neither. And I told him that there is a responsibility you got. So this is a great starter car. You already rimmed out and all that shit, because that's what I had on the car. I got rims on the car. So I told him, I said, man, you start drawing a lot of friends when you get to ride. But the thing is, it's working out real well, because once he get out of school in the afternoon, he goes straight to work. So he don't have time to be fucking off, fucking around. And it's working out pretty good. Because he was like, Dad, when I get out of school, I go straight to work. I don't waste any time leaving school. So I always have him to make sure you text or call, let us know that you made it. So once I get that text, I'm pleased then, because I know he's where he's supposed to be. But growing up, man, we didn't even have no fucking car. We was riding the bus. I had one partner that had a vehicle, and we used to ride with him. We used to hang out, probably riding about 4 or 5 deep in the car. Cops wasn't even bad back in those days neither, compared to what they are now. And that's another thing, I had to worry about with police. My son, we all have kids out here. I know quite a few of you out here that's listening have sons or daughters that's driving, and the things that's going on with cops and all, pulling people over and stopping them and all that. I'll tell them that hey, if you get stopped, I make sure that the insurance and all that shit is right there, so you don't have to be reaching and trying to find shit. You make sure everything is right there in your grasp, so if you happen to get pulled over, you have your ID and all that, your license and your insurance, and you comply, by yes sir or no sir, or yes ma'am or no ma'am, because a lot of times these dirty cops, and I'm not just going to just jump on cops, because there's some great cops out here. There's some good cops out here that does their job. They go to work every day and they protect and serve, but there are also those out there that don't, they may be having a real bad day, and have that attitude already built in anyway. But I tell my son, I tell him that, hey, you get stopped, and we hope that shit doesn't happen. You have to make the right decision, man, by doing what's right. Make sure you got all your information out, comply. And, but yeah, a lot of times, man, what I think causes a lot of problems too, with people getting stopped, whether it's, teens or anybody get stopped, especially if you feel like you've been stopped for nothing. That shit agitates you. It pisses you off. You're like, what the fuck is he stopping me for? You know what I'm saying? Or what's she stopping me for? But the thing with that is that having those attitudes, man, that's one of the worst things you can do when you get stopped, is having an attitude and, trying to be all snappy, because that could lead to something. It could lead to some bad shit. So I want to make sure that, if you get my son get stopped, hey, do what's right. As I was saying, comply, speak well. Don't have an attitude, because a lot of times some of them, they'll try to provoke you into getting an attitude, and then it leads to something else. My main thing is to see you come home. I want to see you come home. And that's just what any grown up, that car my son has, I've been, like I said, I had it for 20 years. I had it, got rims and all that shit on it. It's a nice car. And I can remember back last year, I was driving the car because it was sitting up a little bit, sitting in the garage, and I wasn't hardly driving. I was just kind of pretty much preserving the car because I knew what I was going to do with it. And driving it a couple of times, I drove it to the job. And for one afternoon, I was actually going to make a stop at the liquor store. I wanted me a drink to, and it was the weekend. So I said, well, I'll stop at this spot and pick something up, and they may have what I'm looking for there. So rolling, actually was on a 2-lane road, and it merged into a 4-lane. It was like 2 on each side. So anyway, I saw the cop behind me, and he would never pass by me in the left lane. He would kind of stand back. So I'm like, I'm wondering what the fuck he's, kind of tailgating back for on me. So I'm like, oh, well, I'm not even worried, because run my shit, I'm legit. I'm not even sweating that. But the thing was, I was riding and went through a traffic light. And no sooner I went through this traffic light, he jumps over behind me in the right lane and throws his lights on. So I'm like, you got to be kidding. This is a fucking joke, right? So I said, damn, I wonder what he's stopping me for. So I kind of got pissed, but, I held my composure too. So I pulled over. Well, I pulled off the road, off the main street there, and into a driveway. And I pulled up far enough where he could pull up behind me, get out of the street. So I actually had my bag, my work bag, in the back seat, because I just got off from work. So, and then I had fucking, uniform shit on, knowing, hey, you look at me, this is where I come from, So I let the window down. He gets out, black cop, and he walks up, and he was like easing up beside the car. I'm like, fuck, what the fuck? So, I kind of like, what the fuck wrong with this dude? So I actually had my wallet. It was in my bag, in the back seat, because I don't carry my wallet in my back pocket due to back issues, because of sitting on a wallet. So I always carry my wallet in my bag or in my hand or some shit like that. So he comes up and he was asking me for my license and registration and shit. So I was like, well, my wallet is in my bag in the back seat. So he asked me to let my back window down, because I got a little light tint on my window. And I'm like, damn. So I was putting my hand back there, which now I know better, because I should have had my wallet in the, right up front or in the console right there where I could just get it, reach down and get it. That was, a lesson learned. But I was able to get my wallet out. He was watching, man. He had his hand on his shit, and got license out, pulled my insurance card out. Actually, my insurance card was right up in the visor above me, so I just reached up there and got it. So he took my shit and went back and called in. I'm hearing the dispatcher and shit on the radio and all that. And I'm sitting there like, man, this has got to be a joke. I'm laughing like a motherfucker. Then I'm like, yeah, you ain't gonna find nothing on me, Jack. So he looking at the tag and shit. He was just trying to find some shit to, I guess, trying to, try to get out of the situation that he done put us in. So he comes up and I asked him, what'd you stop me for? And he gave me this lame ass excuse saying that, well, I couldn't see your tag, right, from the county, because the county is like on the bottom of the tag, and I had a tag frame. But, the tag codes, you should know that shit, with the numbers and all that. You should know that anyway. Plus, they just ran the shit. So you should know that anyway by you being a cop. So I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And he was like, here's your driver license and your insurance card. And I'm like, you really stopped me for that? I said, man, that was, it really was uncalled for. But I didn't want to go take it no further than that, because I didn't want to, spark anything. But it's sad when you have to feel that way, from the cops, because they're supposed to be protecting and serving. And it was a black cop, and he was, I'm not going to lie, he acted like he was kind of deficient to me. He kind of mentally deficient or something, man. And then he wanted to ask me about, man, that's a nice car, man. Man, how long you had it? I was like, man, just give me my license and my registration, because I kind of was getting tense, but I didn't want it to go no further. And he said, man, you probably want to take that tag frame off. And I'm like, all right. So he gave me my shit, and he bagged out into the street. Let me bagged out in front of him because of the traffic and shit. So I pulled away, and I went on about my way. But I'm like, motherfucker, I'm not finna take nothing off my car. I mean, because the thing is, I felt like you saw a car with some rims on it, tinted windows. My windows are not dark; they were legal, and you wanted to stop me. You profiled me. I felt like I was profiled because I had some wheels on my car. So I was kind of hesitant when I started to let my son drive the car, because I had the car for him. I was going to give it to him, which I've given it to him now. And I think it's just a lot of times in certain areas too, and you got to watch some of these cops. They can be, some of those type that they see a car with some wheels on it. They want to, they want to stop you, thinking you doing some illegal activity or some shit like that. But that's not the case. Every car that has wheels on it doesn't mean that somebody's in that car got some illegal stuff going on or doing something illegal. That's just fucking stupid. So, yeah, I had to make a decision whether I wanted to give my son that car, because I was thinking like, man, I might need to go buy him another car or some shit like that, or take the wheels off and put something else on it, And I'm just praying and hoping and praying nothing doesn't go wrong with him. But he hadn't had no problem so far. But I'll make sure that he's well aware that, sometimes these cops, man, they see you riding like you riding, they gonna try you. They gonna see what you up to and what you got going on. So that was one of the run-ins I've had. I've actually had another run-in with the cops. Same car, I'm telling cop stories now, but it's the fucking truth. I had an incident probably about 2 years before that. Same thing. The thing with it was, they was claiming that they got a call, somebody had a break-in and the car fit my description. And I'm just getting off from work on a Friday. And passed by the cop, saw him hit his brakes. I'm like, what the fuck he stopping for? So I drive on, go through a traffic light again, comes up behind me, throws the light on. I pull over at a convenience store. He pulls up. I looks up, about 3 other cops come up. I'm like, what the fuck is this, training day? And wanted to see my license. I said, man, I'm just getting off from work. I'm trying to go home. And they ran my shit. So the reason why we stopped you, sir, is that your car fit the description of break-ins in the area, and we were wanting to make sure it wasn't you. I'm like, if it was me, motherfucker, I wouldn't even be coming down the main strips anyway. So that's stupid. So you apologize, but I was still pissed because the simple fact is you created a scene. People driving through and they see about 3 or 4 cop cars got my car pulled over. And then I'm like, what in the hell is going on there? But he did apologize. The vape, y'all, the vape. And I went on. And I'm not going to lie. Right after then, I was, I parked my car for a while. I parked it for a while. I'm telling police stories, y'all, but it's the truth. So, any of you got kids out there that's driving, especially something that kind of stands out going down the block that may draw the attention of the police. Make sure that you tell your kids to comply. If you get pulled over, comply. Because my thing of it is, that's just like a guy with braids or a guy with tattoos. Doesn't mean that he's a bad person. A person that wears tattoos and all that, because I've got tattoos. I'm sleeved up. But that doesn't make me a person that that's a troublemaker or a thug, as they say. And sometimes we get looked at in that kind of way because of our appearance. Now with the sagging pants, I don't do that shit. I'm too old for that. I never done the sagging pants. I didn't like that shit. I see it all the time about the sagging pants. I don't do that shit. I don't sag my pants. I pull my pants off when I'm fixing to perform or or fixing to take a bath or some shit like that. But for as my pants sagging, because that was something that didn't go on in my household when I was growing up. Now, as far as I can remember, with the sagging pants and all that shit, was back in the 90s, back in the Eazy-E days, NWA. That shit was it really broke camp back then, and it's still going on today. I even actually see guys, man, with their pants hanging so low. It's like, why in the fuck you got them on? You shouldn't even wear your pants like that, man. I mean, this shit should be aggravating. You pulling up on them every second. I mean, that's aggravating to me. But hey, it's been going on forever, and it's still going on today. Never saw my sons wear their shit like that, and because they know there's gonna be a still penalty behind that shit. Wearing your clothes like that, that's a decision you need to make before you come in the house. If you're gonna wear your pants like that in the house, because if you're doing it, you're not doing it around me. I don't see you. I don't want to see you with your pants hanging down like that. And I can remember back growing up in the 90s when all that shit was really starting up. I just did it for the hell of it because my grandmother always, joked around. My grandmother, we always joked around with each other, but my grandmother didn't play that shit. And I remember one day I was walking through the house. I decided, I'm going to try this shit. So I actually pulled my pants down halfway and walked right in front of her, sagging my pants. And the next thing I knew, I felt the shoe coming across inches away from the top of my head. So, but I was telling her, Mom, I was just joking, playing around. And they always told me that they were so proud of me not carrying myself like that. Because, it was opportunities to do that shit, trying to blend in with everybody else. But no, that's something I just couldn't do. It wasn't me. It wasn't me at all. So, yeah, we have to make some smart decisions, man, in our lives, whether it's good or bad. Make bad decisions. You definitely need to learn from your mistakes and making that decision, because I've been in a situation where I made a decision. I'm knowing that this shit isn't the right thing to do, but I did it anyway. And then I was like, man, I shouldn't have done that shit. I shouldn't have done that. But you learn. You learn from that. You learn from your mistakes. I hope you do. A lot of people don't learn. They keep continuing on to doing the same shit over and over and over, knowing that it's wrong. So, man, I've seen a lot of shit. I've seen a lot. And that's why I try to prepare my sons for what's to come. Can't be everywhere with them. But you're going to be equipped to know that right from wrong. No right from wrong. The vape, y'all. It's the vape. I'm smoked out of here, y'all, with the vape, man. This vape thing, man, I kind of dig it. It's pretty cool with me. Don't need to be doing this shit, but it's pretty cool with me. Yeah. So make the smart and right decisions. We have some time. We've had some times in our lives where we had to make some decisions. We make them every day. We make decisions every day, whether or not I want to go to work today. That's a decision you got to make. Because if you fucking don't go to work, you may be looking for another job. You only get so many times of not coming to work before they like, oh no, you got to go. So, yeah, make the right decisions, y'all. It's been a great show. It's the vape, y'all. Still hitting the vape. It's been a great show. Coming up real soon, my man Ricky Latt, musician Ricky Latt, actually did an interview with him last year on the All Out show, when I was doing the All Out show, along with another artist, my man Echo. They actually just dropped a new track. If you on IG, you probably seen it in my story, entitled Open. Those guys will be coming on the show real soon. Can't wait to do that one. It's gonna be dope, and I'm looking forward to that. Check my guy out too. Check Rick out, man. Ricky Latt on YouTube. Check out his videos. Check out his tracks, man. I think he's one of the most underrated artists right now, because his music, man, is dope. The videos are dope. So y'all check him out. And man, he got some dope shit, y'all. All right, y'all. It's been great. Looking forward to episode number 6 of the solo show. Can't wait to do it. Oh yeah, don't just the vape. It's the vape. That's the vape. All right. Any guests that want to be a part of the Jock Johnson podcast, the solo show, or have any questions or comments, hit me up on IG at The Real Jock Johnson. Of course, you can check me out on my Facebook page at Jock Johnson. Also, hit me up in my email at jockjpodcast@gmail.com. Love to hear from you. Like to get you on the show. All right, y'all. Look out for the website coming up real soon. I am LLC. Now, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing it like that now. All right, just about going to wrap it up for yours truly, the mastermind behind the mic, the podcast Unc. Always remember, do what you love what you do. I'm out, y'all.